Hello there, everybody. Welcome back into TPL. It's Playday number 9. It is drawn down to the wire. We are ready for some more Rainbow Six Siege action. Kingfisher joined here by Bianca, and today we got Outlast Black taking on Turtle Tactics. How excited are you to get into this matchup?
I am excited. I got off work and now I'm here to cast. I believe this is the first time that we're going to be with each other, so that'll be pretty fun, Mr. Fisher.
Yeah, very true. First cast with each other. And I think one of my first casts seeing Turtle Tactics. Haven't seen them play too much this season. I know they are an incredible roster filled with some very popular players. I believe we should have the rosters just over the horizon here so we can get a look at who's on both these teams and just how this game is going to go. And of course, Turtle Tactics will be the first ones up. It's going to be Millie, Spider, Ice Cold, Dami, and Trev. Very formidable roster.
Oh my goodness. I think this is the first time that I'm seeing everybody with their photos too. This is nice. I like this little addition, but yeah, I think I'm familiar with everybody here. Seems like a pretty known roster. I like Dami's name. Last time when I casted Turtle Tactics, it was like Dami Mommy. So I kind of like that. But anyways, enough about Turtle Tactics. Let's go take a look at who they're going to be playing against today. The boys on Outlast Black, which is going to be, see, not everybody has a photo. It seems like Demented's not going to have one, but we're going to have one for Brayden, Stocky, Dexy, and Mr. Butcher. And then, of course, Mr. Demented says, I didn't send a pic. So that's a little bit sad, but that's going to be our roster today for Outlast Black.
Yeah, you know, there's always at least one player that doesn't send in the picture, but it is what it is. At least most of them did this time. And like you said, both these rosters very formidable. I covered Outlast a couple play days ago. They are a very strong roster. And of course, Turtle Tactics popular. I believe they're the one with Mint as their coach, so very popular gamers on that side. Should be seeing the map vetoes up pretty soon too. Of course, this season is drawn to a close. Every map counts, and there are going to be possibly up to 3 that we're playing on today. Should see those pull up on the screen in just a minute. But we've seen just about everything today. There have been multiple streams going on, and it is going to continue. Skyscraper, Chalet, Consulate, and Clubhouse all banned out, and we get a lair game first. How about that for Unorthodox?
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you, you know, we never casted together, but I never like knowing about what maps we're going to be going to. I love being surprised. This has got to be the best surprise, the best map pool since, oh my god, this is the best map pool since sliced bread. This is the best thing since sliced bread. Lair, border, and then a possible Night Haven. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, this is an elite type of map selection. You don't get to see these. I mean, apart from Night Haven, we get to see that a decent amount, but having Lair and border, oh my goodness, this could not have made me any happier. A BO3 that doesn't include Clubhouse, that doesn't include Cafe, that doesn't include Chalet, none of them, not even one of them. Oh my goodness, not even Consulate. And I hate Consulate. I will not even lie to you. Oh my god, oh my god, I'm so happy. Oh my goodness, oh my god, I'm sure you can tell how happy I am. What about you? You like this map pick?
Yeah, I mean, some of the excitement's rubbing off. I do love a lot of these maps. I'm sad we have to wait till 3rd for Night Haven Labs. That's always one of my favorites to cast. But Border, such a classic. That's always such a kill-heavy map, too, that when you get competition at this level, it's just so much more exciting to watch. Lair's the only question mark for me, you know? I mean, one of my first times on analysis, I don't know that much about Lair, so we'll see what happens when we get onto the first map. It's going to be very interesting. This is also, I think, a pretty strat-heavy one. The defenses are played pretty unorthodox. There's either a massive roam or no roam game at all. It can be very confusing to watch, but I'm sure both teams are going to be ready for it. Looks like Outlast will be starting on defense, so a little bit of familiarity there as the Turtles will try to force a way in on these attacking rounds. I don't know what to expect. I am excited to see what these two teams have in store for us.
And I guess that you're not usually on analysis. You're like you're taking one for the team as we're casting together.
You know,
I appreciate that. Hey, he's being the man that stepped up. That's a real gentleman. That's what a real gentleman is like. Thank you, because I don't know anything else. I don't know how to guess any other way. But anyways, I digress. Moving forward, first operator that's going to be taken off the board is going to be Ying. I mean, I'm not too surprised. I'm excited to see what might be next. You might have a Monty ban or a BB ban or a Blitz ban. A lot of time it's shield operators, but we'll see if they might. I was going to say they might not even opt for that, which they don't. It's going to have a Maverick instead. That's going to be the second and final offensive operator that's going to be picked. And we'll see about defense. What do you think? This first one.
I'd expect like a Finner or a Azami. Had to say it after I got picked, so now I don't look like I know what I'm talking about. But the Azami's a good band. The Maverick surprised me. I'm really only used to seeing Maverick band out on Nighthaven and kind of Clubhouse sometimes, but a very good operator if you know how to play him right. There's not too much arbitration that goes on. It's really just set up for now. This isn't normal. I don't think I've seen a castle band ever, except for if we're talking about that new band system on that we saw in Reload for Siege X. That's an interesting one. Not quite sure why Outlast are taking that away.
I mean, Castle, I will say, Castle is not the most typical pick, but I feel like of the more uncommon operators to ban, Castle's one. I've seen Castle banned on Cafe. I've seen him banned on Chalet. I've seen him banned on Border. I would say, like, apart from the typical, Valk, Azami, Tubarão, Kaid, Mira, I would say, like, he kind of teeters around, like, he's not uncommon enough where it's like, "Oh my god," like that, I've never seen it before, but he's definitely not common at all. Then again, this is also rare. We don't typically get to see Lair, and I hope that Turtle Tactics come in with a very, interesting and new, style of play when they're playing this map because, I really only ever see this map when I'm playing ranked. And even then, half the time, like more than half the time, Lear ends up getting banned. So, this will kind of be like one of my true first impressions of like, semi-pro, like, type of teams in a league that will be playing on this map. So I'm excited to see how this ensues. Is that the right word to use? Ensues?
Sure. I mean, it's probably close enough. I don't know. I didn't graduate for language arts, so I would not be the one to tell you. The Clash show round one is interesting to me. I like it. I love seeing Clash gameplay, especially like you said at this high level. I think Clash is a great operator, especially when you have a team to play around you. And the interesting thing, honestly, I think first time in probably half a year, I've seen a game where there are no shield operators banned. I'm excited to see how both of these teams utilize them. If we get more than one in some rounds, it'll be interesting. Turtle Tactics, I think, doing the normal thing, kind of taking the shooting range side. They're going to look to push up this long, long hallway. Luckily for them, Outlast Black does not have anybody playing close, so should be fairly uncontested, at least for these first few seconds.
I hope that they do end up kind of bringing the shields in. At the very least, we have a shield on each side. We're going to have that Clash. And on top of that, we're going to have that BB, which has infamously been banned well, not infamously, but I mean, like, it's been banned. It's like all the time, almost every single map. And if he's not, then it definitely spills some disaster sometimes, especially if you're a team that doesn't necessarily know how to, go against an operator like Blackbeard. Since it's buff, he's been basically banned almost all the time. But anyways, moving forward, about a minute 40 remaining into the round, and so far there's been a couple people that have made their way into the building. There are still two people that are outside. Regardless, the Ice Cold, Trev, and Millie have all made their way in. They're inside of the building. And as for the boys on Outlast Black, it seems like it's a very heavy just top floor hold. Nobody's really going to be out of sight. Everybody's going to be on that top floor and basically just holding it down like a fort. Everybody's going to be doing just chilling and holding it down, waiting for the attackers to come to them. It's interesting.
Yeah, I really want to see how Ice Cold plays around this team too. Of course, the sub doesn't normally play on Turtle Tactics, and he'll get the first kill of the match onto the Husgetter. There goes the Fenrir very early on. Can't rotate those F-Knots now with just a minute left to play. Good early kill from the Buck, but so far has been pretty unsuccessful, pushing out these defenders from their power positions. Here we can see Turtle Tactics really start to hone in on this hallway. Butcher is in a lot of trouble. Frag Grenade, though, gonna miss. Cannot find any shots onto the Blackbeard. Now with 45 seconds, this attack is gonna start to tighten their chokehold on this defense.
And unfortunately, Outlast Black are going to be down a player, but it doesn't matter. Ice Cold is going to get taken out of that. It's going to be a little bit of assurance, but never mind. It's 4v2 now. Outlast Black are down. Two players down. The Clash is still alive. Tommy might just die. There's a bunch of fire around him, a lesion mine inside of him. And unfortunately, it's going to be up to Mr. Brace, who's the Clash. Not the best operator you want to be when you're last alive, especially in a 1v4. Might just be a post-plant situation unless Brace gets taken out right before that. But Tommy will continue to plant this bomb, and bomb doesn't even need to get planted. Spider is going to be the one to take down Mr. Braze, and the first round is going to go to the attack Outlast Black. Fortunately, we're going to lose that round. Then again, though, this is also Turtle Tactics map pick, by the way, just so you guys know. So I always do say this, but if you are a team that ends up picking a map, you gotta have that ground level type of work. So Turtle Tactics played that beautifully.
They really did. Siege timing to the max there in the end with Spider getting the kill onto Braze. A little surprised that they put Braze on the Clash. Granted, I haven't seen OUTLAST Black play a whole ton of Clash on their defenses, but Butcher and Braze are normally the two top fraggers. Those are the two guys getting all the kills, pushing this team forward in rounds. So definitely want to see them on a better gun, and we get that now with the SMG-11 and the C4 out of the Mew. It looks like they're going to reattempt this top floor site, which I personally like. I think this is the strongest site on layer by a mile. I'm normally not a big fan of teams who are playing rounds, especially when you just lost there, but I mean, all the other 3 bomb sites, I think, very, very disadvantaged when compared to this one. So we'll see if they can do it this time around without the Clash, but they do have other tools. Malusi's Banshees, I think, in particular, going to be really helpful for defending the way that Turtle Tactics pushed out last one. I'd like to see them switch it up and go for the room there on the top right. Can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but definitely a more standard attacking round.
You know what? I'm surprised that now that I kind of think this, I'm surprised that OUTLAST Black. I wonder if Turtle Tactics have played this map before, because I'm surprised that OUTLAST Black would ban Castle. I think Castle is really good, especially when you're extending to certain parts on this top floor, even just extending in general. Like I feel like Castle, at least when I play ranked, a lot of the time Castle is picked to extend out bomb sites and to hold different sections of the map. So not sure why OUTLAST Black would ban Castle. Then again, maybe they're just like, hey, maybe they just don't want to deal with it because of the fact that he is very strong on this map for extending out. I mean, he is for everything, but anyways, doesn't matter. We are going to be in the middle of the round right now, and no BB, however, there is going to be a blitz, and this time no Clash. Clash was not the wave, so they've decided to drop it for now. We'll see. Dommy might just get a little bit jiggy with it. He seems like he's just by himself right now. Hopefully someone will kind of be in there to assist him a little bit as he's going to be making his way into the building. But as of right now, he's not made his way in just yet.
Dommy was on the Blackbeard last round, now going to take it onto the Blitz, so the cut and dry shield operator here for Turtle Tactics. They've done a good job forcing Butcher back upstairs. We can see Ice Cold getting the trackers done with the Deimos drones there. This is now OUTLAST, going to fall back much, much closer to site. Without that shield operator, shouldn't have a ton of time wasting either. Dexy in an important position here on the stairs, but with that Banshee, should have more than enough heads up to swing this with the shotgun. One of the best guns in the game at close distance. That Blitz could give him some trouble. Going to have to activate that ability very early on now. Cannot rotate out, needs to get this kill onto Blitz. C4 will not be used. Instead, the Warden just backs up. C4 out, C4 will not land. And Dommy trying to get this kill. Should be able to do so. See if they can. And yes, it goes down. Ice Cold with the kill from behind.
Yes, Ice Cold assisting his beautiful teammate, Mr. Dommy. Now the boys on Turtle Tactics are going to have that man advantage. Chevmac nearly gets taken out, but not enough. By the skin of his teeth is he alive. And, well, it seems like Demented might be in for a little bit of a treat. He's holding an angle, and we'll see how that happens or how that goes. But anyways, seems like Dommy, too. He's trying to get a little bit aggro with it, trying to make his way through, but he's not going to be making his way in just yet. As for everything that's happening in the round right now, it's 40 seconds in the playing field is now evened out. Spider is going to get taken out. Not only that, but remind you, Trevmac again, alive by the skin of his teeth. Ice Cold, however, beautiful kill from Demented. That's beautiful. And it seems like the boys on Turtle Tactics are going to have that man disadvantage. Dommy also getting tagged up. He's going to push anyways, though. Pistol whipping it out. And there you go. Demented get taken out, but the refrag instantly comes, and there's going to be a second for Butcher. In a 1v3 situation, it's going to be Millie all by himself, but it's okay. He's going to take down Mr. Huzz Getter. He's not getting any Huzz now that he's dead, and he's not getting any kills either. However, Millie has not even 10 seconds remaining in this round. He's going to find himself the second one. Unfortunately, will not be able to find himself the third. And the boys on OUTLAST Black will secure the second round, as it was their second time going up this top floor. Great work, but extremely close.
Yeah, so close to there from Millie, unfortunately checking the wrong angle while swinging into that bomb site. Doesn't go very well for the ace, managed to get one before going down though, so definitely close from the Turtle Tactics. Is now OUTLAST going to go downstairs to lab and lab support. Pretty common secondary site. We don't see tertiaries a whole ton on layer just because of how common it is for the attack to get some rounds on both the upstairs and downstairs. If OUTLAST can't take this though, then we will see one of those elusive first floor sites as we see the site replays ace. So close, but the SMG-11 of Braze does get the job done. Now, very similar lineup. OUTLAST going with a lot of time-wasting tools. Very telling on a site like this, you know, the Goyo, the Smoke, the Malusi. Turtle Tactics are going to have to push fast, and we saw the time nearly did them in last round was about 10 seconds before they even got close to the site.
Yeah, it was tight, and honestly, I feel like that round could have definitely been clutched up had there not been so much little time left on the board. But as a team, you have to be able to manage your time. If you're gonna get a kill or have that man advantage, you got to be able to use it to the best of your ability. If you wait too long, then unfortunately, all that work is gonna be put in for nothing. It's all gonna be in vain. Regardless, going down to the basement, which makes the most sense. That would be the secondary site, basically. We'll see how OUTLAST Black are going to defend that, if they're going to win it out just like they did last round, or if Turtle Tactics are going to overcome them. The first round, Turtle Tactics was amazing. Did a great job. And hopefully this round they'll be a little bit better when it comes to managing time. No shields for the defensive operators, but on the side of Turtle Tactics, Jami is still going to be taking on that shield role. He's going to be playing Blitz yet again. See if he's going to get a little bit passionate in there and push his way through.
Played pretty well in the last round. Got 1 kill on the Blitz, and honestly on the mezzanine, there's just so many crossfires that nobody, much less a shield operator, is going to be that safe. So we'll see on the defense if he's able to get a little bit safer. Like we said, not as many crossfires, so it shouldn't have a ton of opportunity shooting him in the back. And for OUTLAST Black, it is everybody playing downstairs. Demented's playing on blue, but can very easily fall back down. In fact, just on the upper landing there. So not a huge roam from them. Definitely don't see that a whole ton, but with all the time-wasting tools we had, they mentioned it, or we mentioned it rather, in that prep phase, they can definitely afford to play a little bit more passive here in the early round. Turtle Tactics have control of most of the building now, with over a minute and a half left to go. Really nice pace here from the attackers.
What I'm noticing is OUTLAST Black doesn't really seem to overextend too much either. They like to bunker down in sight, basically, and that's about it. The furthest one from sight is going to be Demented, it's funny, as he's the smoke, he's going to be the furthest from sight over by the stairs, but never mind, he's going to actually make his way back through, and there you go, everybody's back in the basement. So this is as OUTLAST Black seems to just take control of just that site floor, and then it doesn't seem like they really, do too much else at the rest of the map. So very interesting, but maybe that's why sometimes it's so hard for Turtle Tactics to be able to manage time. Then again, it's only 2 rounds, but I mean, like, OUTLAST Black seem to, at the very least, be able to shelter down sight quite nicely, as there's now just about a minute remaining, and starting to make their final pushes, or at least, hopefully, as time continues to run.
First smoke canister used here by Demented's, 50 seconds left to go. And for the Turtle Tactics, with the Buck, with the Bonnet, they had plenty of this top floor open, but now they're going to have to drop through some of these hatches, look for these uncontested angles. Because of the time, 40 seconds, no oil cans pop, but now one head is ice cold, gets a first kill yet again as Husgetter falls. Same as round number 1, now 30 seconds for Turtle Tactics to make their execute up 1 man.
That's a good positioning for Turtle Tactics, but then again, you got to be able to manage your time. I mean, time is ticking, and as an attacker, the less time there is, the worse it is for you. Millie, he's going to be the first one to fall on the side of Turtle Tactics, as he's going to get killed out, and it's going to be a 4v4, but with 20 seconds left, not even. Dami does still have the diffuser in hand, but are they going to be able to plant into sight, especially with smoke alive? However, there's not going to be any smoke canisters to deny that. And here we go. Dami's going to get that plant started. And Spider's going to be the first with the second one to fall in a C4. It's going to take out the plants. It's going to be a 1v3 situation. Not enough time on the board. And yet again, OUTLAST Black are going to win their defensive half, or their defensive round, because Turtle Tactics don't seem to be able to manage the time so well. And I'm not sure if it's the fact that it's, they just take too long, or OUTLAST Black are just really good at being able to hold down sight. And honestly, not a lot of roam presence anywhere else on the map. Seems like sight is where they like to stick, and it just seems like Turtle Tactics aren't able to control that.
Yeah, the clock, the old 6-man at the top of the board, they're helping the round win for OUTLAST Black. And they did have a lot of utility to help delay Turtle Tactics, but with that being said, they literally had the entire map controlled within a minute, just weren't able to get onto site fast enough, and especially on a map like Lair, the downstairs is so congested. It is basically all bomb site. So whenever you push downstairs, you are pushing into defender angles. Can't do that with just 10, 15 seconds remaining and hope for the best. Very difficult to pull off, as now we are going to see one of these first floor sites is going to be bunks. So we'll see how OUTLAST defend it. This one very traditionally played from upstairs. You're going to need a really nice hold onto the upstairs bomb site. Both of them, in fact, going to be a large extension in order to stall this out, because otherwise you can see just about the entire bomb site from this top floor room.
I think this is probably the first time, though it is the first time that we're really seeing OUTLAST Black start to extend out into different areas of the map. I mean, this is that tertiary site, so you know, maybe they're trying a little bit something different. Maybe this is the way to go, and then every other site is kind of just sit down and hold as best as you possibly can. And I mean, as for Outlast Black, they, you know, even with man disadvantages, they are still able to end up, you know, turning the tables and bringing it in their favor. So we'll see. This is going to be basically effectively the first round that Outlast Black are deciding to hold something that isn't just that main site floor, as we're going to have actually 4 players up on that top floor. The only one that's going to be on that main floor is going to be Mr. Butcher. Everybody else seems to be on a hunt for some kills.
Gonna be the way to go. And like you said, Outlast Black finally roaming for the first time, unfortunately for them. Cannot turtle down onto that downstairs site. It's really been them rather than Turtle Tactics that's been sticking in the name.
That's like a little cheeky, like I caught on to that, but was that intentional? A little turtling in?
Yeah, of course. Always intentional. This Turtle now going to look to push in through the site we kind of wanted to see them go for when they attack this top floor. Going to be standing onto that mezzanine fairly easily, but they are going to run into a lot of trouble because Dexy sitting in display as long with, honestly, most of the entire team. It's only Butcher on site. So Turtle Tactics essentially have to take 2 bomb sites, right? They got to take the top floor, and then they got to take the mid floor.
We'll see, there's about a minute and a half remaining, and nobody has gotten picked off. Well, spoke too soon. Millie is going to get taken out first. Not only that, but he's going to be the hard breach as well. That might not be too good for the boys on Turtle Tactics. Not only that, they are going to be a man down. And, you know, not everybody has really fully been able to clear up this top floor. There's just about a minute remaining, and I mean, they got to eliminate the people that are on the top, because in order to make their way down, you know, the whole top floor has vert angles. You're going to have to, you know, basically push everybody out and take control of this top floor. But it just doesn't seem like they're going to be able to, at least not right now, as Outlast Black are holding it perfectly. Not overextending, not swinging too much where they shouldn't be. And now we're into the last 45 seconds of the round. It's looking good for Outlast Black. But then again, maybe Turtle Tactics are going to be able to push their way through, take control, and be able to close out this round in their favor.
Yeah, Turtle Tactics have to get some kills on Vert because these doorways in sight suck to push into. It is a death trap, and so is a hatch. Trev falls. Butcher with the kill there, his 5th of the game. 3v5 for Turtle Tactics. And yet again, time ticking down, about to be the winning factor here. Outlast Black just need to survive 15 more seconds.
We'll see. Unfortunately, Turtle Tactics down those 2 men, and not only that, but Outlast Black just seem to be bunkering perfectly. Not only that, but there are still a lot of players up on that top floor. Now they're dropping onto the main floor, and there goes the end of the round. Yet again. I mean, I say this all the time, and every time I cast, I say it because it's a little bit, I always say this, but if you are a team that picks a map, you're going in with the understanding that you are going to start on the offense every single time, like 99.9% of the time. As a team, especially playing a map like Lair. Lair is not the most common map. So a lot of the time, like, you can kind of come up with these really, you know, innovative and creative types of setups and take your opponent by surprise. I was very delighted, if you couldn't tell, to see Turtle Tactics pick this map, thinking that, you know, this might just be like, this might be some sort of dagger type play where they come in out of nowhere and absolutely blow Outlast Black. But it seems like every time I hear something about Outlast Black, or every time I see them play, it is just it is just beautiful gameplay. They play off of each other so well, and they know exactly what they're doing. Turtle Tactics picking Lair and being down right now 1-3, it's not rubbing me the right way.
Certainly not. And this is kind of strange to see, right? Because Turtle Tactics, we talked about it in the pregame, such big names, such smart players. They've lost to time, I feel like 3 rounds in a row, which that shouldn't happen. I mean, to be fair, there is a really big map. It can take time if you're not set up right, especially the doorways in this just have such unfavorable angles for the attackers. They really got to try to get the hard breach, get new angles established. But yeah, it's not going well. You got to think after 3 rounds in a row, they need to get it together. You don't want to lose too many attacking rounds. It's definitely a defender-sided map. But you want more than one. Outlast going to go back upstairs, using the mirror again this time, so should have some pretty favorable angles for themselves. And I'm also not used to seeing Husgetter or Stocky, also forgot to mention that, Stocky's Husgetter, getting too many kills here on Outlast. Normally one of those top fraggers alongside Butcher and Braze, who, as expected, are really starting to pop off. 9 and 2 combined between those.
Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like the rest of Turtle Tactics are going to be able to compete with just these two, Mr. Butcher and Bray. It seems like they're just on an absolute heater, and that's gonna be that. But I like how you said that. You know, I do say this, but if you're a team that picks a map, at the very least, I feel like split should be 2-4. Not only that, OUTLAST Black have won 3 rounds. There's 2 other rounds they could potentially, you know, at the pace that they're playing at, they could potentially leave split at a 5-1. This is your map pick, Turtle Tactics. You don't want to leave split at 1-5. You don't. I mean, I hope that they don't. They are going to be attacking the same site. They did win this site the first time that they attacked it here, the only round that they've won. And so I'm hoping that they can kind of emulate that first round that they had and bring, you know, home another round win, because like I said, at the very least, on your map pick, you should leave split at a 2-4. Nice if you leave it at a 3-3, but I mean, as for right now, it's not really going in their favor. We'll see how the round continues out, as yet again, everybody on OUTLAST Black are going to be up on the top 4.
Yeah, again, very, very turtle way playing here for OUTLAST. But luckily for them, you can play the site like this. It really doesn't hurt you at all. They are going to get the entire hard breach open here on the exterior wall. Dementeds doesn't want to commit the C4 for it and can't hit it with the shotgun either. So the attackers now with a good angle as Ice Cold falls. Here he goes. Stocky finally gets his revenge. First pick twice by Ice Cold, but no longer the Melusi starting to get warmed up here in map number 1. Dexy here as well, not in too much danger of getting pushed out. This time Millie died early last round, so they didn't have a ton of hard breach. Has done a very nice job this round though, getting them down early. Now has Stocky trapped in a corner, but there are a lot of defenders here that can look to challenge the ace.
Even though Turtle Tactics are down a man, hopefully that they are going to be able to equalize out the score and even bring it in their favor. They're very aware that there is going to be Mr. Husgetter Stocky, as you said, tucked in this corner. Maybe a potential little sandwich situation trying to push her out. They do have a Capitan. That's a perfect, you know, that's a perfect operator to try and push her out of that corner. And regardless, Millie is going to be able to get the Melusi. Beautiful. Honestly, I'm sure that they were playing off of each other's comms, and so that's great. The score is going to be equalized out, but there's going to be just about a minute remaining in the round. Turtle Tactics got to start making their way through, because honestly, they're not that good at the late game.
They haven't been so far, and with 1 minute remaining, the late game is quickly approaching. They have the hard breaches open this time, and they do have an even man count, but yet again, there's the smoke, there's the Goyo, there's a C4s from both Dexy and Demented. There is so much working against the clock right now for OUTLAST Black. All they have to do is sit and wait. First Vulcan canisters are going to be popped, closing in on 30 seconds, and Turtle Tactics look to be pushing from Millie's side here on the ace, and a nice Capital Firebolt will section off the player playing inside a closet, but they don't push off of it. 30 seconds remaining. Turtle Tactics need to kick it into gear.
Yeah, OUTLAST Black, amazing at just holding down, bunkering in sight, and there you go, Brace. It's gonna be the first one to make a move and a run out, but Spider, what are we doing? That was a run out, oh my goodness gracious, a 1v4, and that is unfortunate. You gotta be kidding me. OUTLAST Black, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I never hear anything bad about this team, and watching them play that first round, they had that first round jitter. That first round they lost. Since then, they have been powered up. This is 4 unanswered rounds. Turtle Tactics leave split at 2-4. I don't know what is what they gotta do to improve this, because I mean that was a beautiful kill onto Stocky as he was the Melusi. I'm sure that they were using their comms and being able to identify he's gonna be in that corner. Could have used a Capitan Firebolt, you could have hit him from below, which is exactly what they did, but even then, Turtle Tactics do not seem to be good when it comes to the late game. And like I said, you're picking a map like Lair. This is not a common map. You don't really see anybody play this map. I was expecting something, you know, ridiculous and out of the book, you know, what is it called? Out of the box? Is that what it's called? The out of the box type of...
Yeah.
Yes, that's out-of-the-box type of strategies, and all I'm seeing is a discoordinated team. They wait too long, and they're not good at playing the late game. I mean, not every team is good at playing late game. Hey, even sometimes it's just time is against you, and you can't drone every corner. You can't always, you know, take your time, but I think Turtle Tactics maybe take too much time, especially considering the fact that OUTLAST Black have... historically bunkered in sight damn near every single round.
Yeah, and they're doing it again here. It's only Demented upstairs, and even always just playing on that staircase, so we'll be very quick to fall back whenever he gets pressured. Don't want the smoke to die early. I wouldn't even be as concerned on the 1-4, right? Like, it's not good, but it's not the worst in the world. It's the fact that none of the 4 rounds were close. They were all Outlast Black by a mile. They're hands down right now, playing like the better team. Turtle Tactics need to get it turned around. Maybe this attack will be the one to do so. They already saw last time, there is no roam extension from Outlast. They can get the whole site, or the whole map rather, within a matter of 30 seconds if they move quick enough, and it looks like they are. They do have a couple players inside that first floor, but they have to put the gas on. They need to be quicker. With the Volcan already popped, already doing a nice job getting some of that utility out of the way, but we need to see them turned on now. They're opening up this floor very quickly though, so definitely a good sign from the guys in the Turtle.
Yeah, I like it. They're adapting to, they're understanding Outlast Black's playstyle. Then again, it might be a little bit too late to understand their defensive playstyle, as, you know, we're now on their last defense round of regulation. And so, you know, now that there's a minute 30 remaining, I'm hoping the Turtle Tactics are going to start getting the wheels on the bus rolling. They're going to get the wheels on the bus. They're going round and round. And Jami's going to be the first one to take that initiative. He's all by himself right now in the basement, pushing solo. And hopefully he's going to have his teammates. They're going to be there to kind of back him up from longer angles. I'm not too sure, from above, something. But got to start making moves, and they got to start making moves fast.
Just over a minute yet to play. Most Turtle Tactics still on the first floor, but they are in the building this time, and they can start getting down those staircases very soon. As we say it, there goes Spider outside, trying to get downstairs. Now this Ram is in a tough spot from above, because the entire floor is open. There is nowhere safe to stand. They're going to go for a hatch drop. There goes Dami in. The first kill goes to Spider on Turtle Tactics. The plant?
5 seconds now, and there's the plant going down. Like you said, Mr. Tommy's gonna be the one to do it. It's gonna be a 5v2, 5v1 of flawless. Turtle Titans to close out halftime with a flawless. They won the first round, and they won the last round of their offensive strategies. Fine, I give it to them. That round, much better. What's the difference? Probably because the fact that they actually got the wheels moving slightly faster. They didn't take their time. Outlast Black historically bunkering down in sight despite that one round that they were playing on that tertiary site. That is it. Turtle Tactics, continue with the momentum that you just used to finish off that final round before split. Use that momentum to carry you into this second half. We're going to see them on the defense. Defense is obviously typically the more advantageous, well, it is more or less the more advantageous side to be on. And so hopefully we're going to be seeing them play much differently and much more coordinated now that they're going to be on that defense.
We'll see how it shakes up for Turtle Tactics. And you know, you've said it a few times, it is their map pick, so I'd expect them on defense at least to know what they're doing. And now their biggest problem is out of the way. The time will now be working for them rather than against. But Outlast Black, they've just been playing those rounds so good. They've been dominating, so I expect them to pick up at least a couple attacking rounds. Definitely still favoring that side coming into this. They're going to use a Monty as well. No Blitz, no Blackbeard. We didn't see the Monty from Turtle Tactics. They opted for different shield ops. So we'll see how the Frenchmen can perform inside this first round, as they're going to attack upstairs first. No real shock here. Unlike a lot of maps where there's kind of preference between one or two really strong sites, there's top floor. You go top floor first. Basically, no matter what, we will see just how well Turtle Tactics can hold it.
At the very least, right now, it seems like they're all going to be doing the same thing that Outlast Black did and staying up on that top floor. Maybe playing that site floor is the way to go on layer. Nobody's going to be doing too much. No overextending. Here is going to be a little bit of that wall denial. It's going to be done by Mr. Ice Cold himself, making that wall ice cold with the tubarão. And we'll see how long it's going to take for Outlast Black to truly make their way in. Not only that, but we did see a lot of blitz play being played by Mr. Dami on Turtle Tactics. When they were on the offense this time, we're going to have Braze, who's going to be on the Monty. Not only that, but if you guys did not just peep that, well, I peeped it for you. I'll mention it. But Wall just got tricked by the Kai, that little tuba-down Kai trick. I love doing it too. Great work from the boys on Turtle Tactics. They are holding down this site. Amazing. And we're going to be approaching a minute and a half, and nobody has gotten taken out just yet. Not even a smidge of damage.
1.5 minutes yet to play, and we see the attackers downstairs again. It's going to be Dementeds this time instead of Ice Cold, and the Buck will be the first one to fall. Dami with the kill onto Demented, so a good first pick here for Turtle Tactics. And now going to just reinforce up that doorway. It's a smart move, now won't have to deal with it. But with the Ace moving in, Butcher has a Selma charges, and just like that, you got to deal with the wall again, as it's going to start to come open.
I like that though. I like that. That's like telling a good player from a great player, being able to change sight depending on what the attackers are moving in from and what they plan to do. Wow! Did the EMP? I did not. And then just how you trick that? I'm pretty sure that is all of their aces gone. That's all their Selma charges gone. That's gonna be unfortunate. No hard breaches are gonna be able to be made. And there we go. Kills are coming out. Turtle Tactics now still have that man advantage as the refrag is gonna come out for his beautiful player, Mr. Ice Cold. Turtle Tactics still have that single man advantage, and we're going to be moving into the final 35 seconds of the round. Bomb is going to begin to be planted, and it seems like they're going to be watching from the long angle. Braze is also on the shield, so his back is going to be turned and helping him out, but now he's up to the 1v4 situation as all of his comrades have died, and an amazing job for the boys on Turtle Tactics. Was that a three-piece for Dami? Is that what that's the three-piece for Mr. Dami, mommy?
It was indeed. Went from 2 all the way up to 5. A good play from the Goyos. Turtle Tactics starting to get it back into gear. A nice last attacking round. Now a very dominant defensive one as well. Even with the bomb going down, not too much shadow of a doubt. Question is, can they continue this success? Because Outlast Black, despite now 2 big losses, are still a good team. We're going to go to basement. Again, no real surprise. We did see tertiary site once on the side of Outlast. To be determined if we'll see it from Turtle Tactics. If Outlast can take this, definitely would be a pretty big feat. This basement site is not easy to attack.
I like the momentum that Turtle Tactics have brought into that last round. It was great, and everybody was playing off of each other beautifully. I love that. Even despite having that being in a post-plant situation, they were able to get rid of the, the operators on Outlast Black, or the players on Outlast Black that were holding those long angles to basically shield the Monty from any, added pressure as he was planting. So good on them. Like you said, this site might be a little bit harder to attack. You know what I'm surprised? Oh, I was going to say, you know what I'm surprised we don't see is a Ram, but we do see a Ram. I love playing Ram when I'm attacking basement. It's great, especially having that big main lobby. If nobody's in that main lobby room with that hatch, I love it. Because there's so many little cheeky angles. Not only that, but it can always be a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of phantom pressure here and there. Having all that vert open, you never really know who might be watching it. But then again, these players are all amazing. I'm sure that they have great ears. They're able to tell if somebody's going to be, stomping around above them or not. But anyways, I digress. Moving forward in the basement, and it doesn't seem like anybody is actually in the basement. Only one player, and it's going to be Mr. Spider. Everybody else is roaming. Not only that, but Dami also roaming on that 3rd floor. But he is also Scopus, so he has the luxury of being able to teleport from top floor to bottom floor, wherever he places his other robot.
Yeah, and the other bot is right on the bomb chassis, so can rejoin Spider down there whenever they want to. I don't know if Outlast Black have seen it, but you could almost go for a rush on this bomb site if it's too spread out, because there's really only one hatch, and it is reinforced 9 times out of 10 by the defenders. We'll see what Outlast Black choose to do. They're all still grouping up outside. We don't see anybody indoors yet. It looks like they're going to try to push through bunks here and look for some top-down action. Ice Cold going to have to fall off that angle. And yeah, very different to how Outlast Black played this defense when they had it on their bomb site. I already love seeing the differences between these two teams. And the first kill again goes to Dami, starting to get active here as Stocky will fall first.
That's going to be unfortunate for the players on Outlast Black. They had a great defensive run, but Turtle Tactics closing out that gap ever so slowly but surely. And hey, it's like that one... What's that? Is the turtle, the slow one always wins the race when it's like
Tortoise.
The rabbit and the turtle having a race, and the rabbit I don't even know, gets distracted by a field of carrots or something. I don't even know. I can't really remember. But hey, Turtle Tactics coming from essentially nothing. I was a little bit scared for them. I was like, damn, Outlast Black is really playing amazing. But seems like Outlast Black not being able to handle the heat. As unfortunately, Huzgetter, Mr. Saki will be the first one to get taken down, which... Hey, that's old news now. We got a minute remaining in the round, and Outlast Black starting to make their way. All of them are actually basically in the basement. But then again, we have had 2 people rotate. Not only that, but Dami, like you said, has his robot on that bomb chassis. He can also, at will, teleport all the way back down to that bottom floor as well. Unfortunately, Ice Cold is going to get taken down, and with 45 seconds remaining, the boys on Outlast Black need to start making their way in, and they got to start making their way in fast.
Nikhil's going to start to roll through here. Butcher gets one onto Spider, so now just down to 3 defenders, and there's only one in the bomb site right now. It's going to be Trev. Dami has the suit there, but it's going to be EMP'd by Dexy, so the robot can't get back, is stuck upstairs inside of security. Dami with the kill, and Trev with 2 C4s. It's all on Butcher in the post plant. 1v3 here for the Nomad, and no more air jabs. Dummy just waiting to get back into the other robot shells. They all start to push in, but they don't know where Butcher is. Trev is looking the complete opposite direction. Butcher swings and Butcher gets a kill. As one pushing back now through the warehouse, it's going to be Millie. They are both here. First will hit the air jab, and now Butcher just has to sit and wait, and they're rotating to the same spot again. These defenders really need to pinch in. Only 8 seconds to get on this bomb. One falls. It's a triple for Butcher. Millie on the diffuser looking for it. Butcher is going to have to rush in. There's not enough time. Millie comes off, and that is the round for Outlast Black. What an attack.
Oh my goodness! Can you believe that? Oh my god, some of these rounds are down to the wire. I love that. I love that. Turtle Tactics had that advantage. Unfortunately, we're not able to hold it. Outlast Black win by the skin of their teeth. They're so lucky that bomb ended up getting planted. An amazing job for both teams, but Outlast Black ultimately come out as the victors. Ooh, that was great. An amazing job to Butcher. Unfortunately, that C4 was going to be all in vain, as we saw those 3 picks back to back to back. Aren't going to be able to do too much. Outlast Black on a run. Hopefully that didn't, put a wrench in Turtle Tactics' mental too much. They're not going to be going that basement floor. Instead, they're going to be going that tertiary site, which is interesting because they did nearly win Turtle Tactics. Maybe just a little bit of, a misstep. But I feel like that bottom floor, they did quite nicely.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, when that C4 hit too, I completely thought Turtle Tactics are going to win the round. They're going to get it turned around, but I think honestly, they just roamed too much. Because Dexy hit the other Scopo shell with that impact EMP, it was only Trev downstairs, and even though he got the double, couldn't stop the plant, didn't know where the last player was able to rotate off really effectively. Butcher also has to be noted, played that post plant perfectly as a Nomad. Really, really nice job by them. Definitely did a good job, and now, like you said, heading onto that tertiary site, it's going to be difficult to attack, or defend rather. We'll see how well Outlast attacks this one.
Round is going to start to begin, and we are going to be seeing that Blitz get played again. That shield operator, which we are highlighting, is going to be Mr. Dexy. Hopefully, Turtle Tactics will be able to win out this round, because if they don't, then Outlast Black, I'm sure will be putting themselves in a situation where it's going to be match point, which I'm sure Turtle Tactics do not want to lose on their own map pick. We'll be seeing how this round continues to move out. As for the boys on Turtle Tactics, it seems like majority of people are actually going to be on this top floor instead of the floor for sight, which is essentially the same type of strategy that Outlast Black did. They had a very top heavy hold.
See how they're able to pick this one up. Outlast Black with 2 minutes left to play, and the shield operator as well. They can definitely do a lot of damage. Stalking on this Deimos is going to start to track Millie. Both of them having troubles getting onto the board so far, so this could change it. Dexy inside gets flashed right away, but will push the defenders out of their spots. Ice Cold taking a bit damage, and here comes a Blitz, drops a shield, and it's a trade. Ice Cold gets a kill, but goes down.
It's going to be a 4v4 now. Make it a 3v4. Turtle Tactics are going to be down that man. We'll see. They're going to actually be down 2 men as Huzget is going to get himself a kill onto Miss Millie with a stick. And so now, Turtle Tactics down 2-man advantage. Not only that, this top floor is going to be for Outlast Black's taking. I'm sure they're going to be looking in through this vert. Not only that, but Trev Mac he's being a little bit cheeky upstairs. I'm not sure if Outlast Black are aware that Trev is actually going to be on this top floor. Trev might be able to make the flank of dreams. He might be able to take this round and make the absolute plays, doing it ever so slowly, and there goes one Demented to get taken down, but Butcher is going to be taking out Trev Mac's other player, other teammate, and the final kill coming out, unfortunately. Trev Mac getting that one pick won't be for much. Now Outlast Black will be on match point. Turtle Tactics have no room for error. They got to win these next 3 rounds flawlessly.
Big win there for Outlast Black. Trev Mac almost a hero yet again, but the C4 getting stuck. Wasn't able to follow up onto Outlast Black, so now, as he said, on to match point. They only need one of these next 3 attacks, so Turtle Tactics gonna have to win most of their defenses, well, all of their defenses, just on different sides each time. We'll see if they're able to do so. It's been back and forth between these two teams. There have been big rounds, dominant rounds, close rounds, just about everything you can think of. Doesn't seem likely for Turtle Tactics to come back, but it is still possible. We still do have plenty of time left in this game, and they are on that preferred side. Gonna go upstairs first, so at the very least should have a very strong start to their last stand.
Not only that, but we are going to, again, see the blitz. No clash to get played on the side of Turtle Tactics. I think that clash was like a one-and-done kind of thing. I'm kind of sad because I would have liked to have seen a little bit more clash play, especially if you're a good player that knows how to play clash, man. You can be so bloody annoying, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case at all. Or, oh yes, sorry, out for Alice Pack, as they did end up picking clash that one. Anyways, moving forward. Like you said, this is Turtle Tactics map pick. They are on that favorite side, the defense. So hopefully we'll be seeing a little bit more pressure being put on Outlast Black by Turtle Tactics, as this could be the final round for the first map, which I feel like has absolutely flown by. I feel like this game has not been long enough. Hopefully we'll see a couple more rounds in by Turtle Tactics, maybe in a potential OT. That would be great. That would be great. But anyways, moving forward, 40 seconds into the round already. And everybody, yet again, this top floor hold, nobody's offside. Is this the play for layer? Everybody just stays around site unless it's the tertiary, which everybody's just on the top floor.
I mean, it definitely is for this bomb site. There's really not a whole ton you can do for the first floor unless there's something like the Buck or the Ash trying to clear defenders out from below, which doesn't happen all the time, but is common enough. I think basement too. It's just one site is completely safe from top floor, so we'll see how it gets played. But for this one, definitely in the realm of possibilities and normalcy here for Turtle Tactics. A lot of drone play here from Outlast Black, but now Brace has used all 3 Rotero drones very early on. I really haven't seen what he's destroyed so far, so gotta wonder how they're using that utility, but they still do have the Twitch drones to help deal with those Vulcan canisters. As we say, Butcher gonna send his second one out.
Now just about a minute 30 remaining in the round, and Turtle Tactics seem to be doing a great job at the very least at holding down a site. LS Black are gonna have to start making their way in through, and Legion! Oh my goodness, Dexy, no! We don't lose those. That is unfortunate. Boys on LS Black are gonna be down a man, but hey, maybe it's all for the better. Spider and Millie are gonna find themselves both a pick each, and LS Black now down to 2 players with just about a minute remaining. I mean, there is still a decent amount of time, but with being down 3 players, that's not looking too good. We'll see Turtle Tactics don't overextend. They're just going to hold it down as they absolutely should. That Legion, who ends up being Millie, amazing job at being able to hold down your side of the map. But here we go. We're going to have Braze, who's going to try and bait a couple of these defenders out. Just doesn't seem like it's going to be really working. And as for Butcher, is going to be on the opposite side. They're not really going to be able to play off of each other. At least they're not close enough to really do so. It seems like they're just going to both have to solo push in by this site together, all on their lonesome from the opposite sides. And fortunately, Braze trying to find a couple of picks is not going to be successful at all. Not even really any hits onto the defenders. It just seems like this round is going to be a waste for the boys on Outlast Black. And it seems like it's going to be great for the boys on Turtle Tactics. A 4v1 now. Outlast Black not looking too good. As for Turtle Tactics, congratulations. 1 round closer to bringing us to OT.
Very nice round from Turtle Tactics, and hopefully, if nothing else, helps him get the momentum, the mentals back, whatever you want to call it. Need to see more dominant rounds like that from the Turtles if they want to take this, not only this map, but this setback as well. Outlast Black still needs 1 here on attack, going to be able to attack the first floor first. So interestingly, Turtle Tactics not going back to the basement, even though I think you called it right. That was, I think, easily their closest defensive round they had to turning around. Nearly got that one in the post plant, but just outclutched by Butcher. I don't think their first floor defense was that great when they tried it, so we'll see what happens this time around. As long as they don't repeat their same mistakes, could look to take it. And yeah, Butcher being on 14 kills, by the way, unreal. Double anyone else in the lobby. Crazy performance by him, putting the team on his back. And on the other side, Turtle Tactics are nearly perfectly spread out. So I think very, very clear divides of the whole team kind of putting in evenly in the kills, and then one player going crazy for Outlast. Not to say that anyone else on the team isn't doing good, just in the kills department, dominated by that Buck.
Butcher's play, he's probably got like a beautiful girl watching him play, so he's got to lock in. He's got to do what he's got to do to impress the Huz. Unfortunately, Huz getter, Mr. Stocky, I don't think he's impressing too many Huz. Being like a point, I don't know, maybe like a 0.4 KD right now. Anyways, it doesn't matter. That was like a really bad joke. I'm so sorry. Anyways, shield yet again, Braze on that Monty. OUTLAST Black only need one round to close it out. Turtle Tactics hoping that they're going to be winning these next two to bring us to OT. And I hope so too. I love games that go as long as possible, and I love super tight rounds. So hopefully Turtle Tactics will bring us home another round victory. We're going to be seeing them, like you said, go to that tertiary site. However, it's going to be that big top floor hold as we saw. Typical top floor when we're going that tertiary site. And so we'll see how well that ends up going out. Did my screen freeze, or is that... Oh, that's me.
I think it's just your end. The attack still pushing through here. First Terror Drone is going to take down the deployable shield. So Dexy can help push in, and Stocky is able to help open up that main breach wall. They're going to push in behind Braze here, who yet again on the shield, putting the top frag on the shield again here for OUTLAST Black. We'll see how it turns out for him this time. They're going to run into Dami very quickly on the smoke. It didn't even look like Braze saw him, but now certainly does, and is able to back up before this first smoke canister pops. And nice shot. We'll keep him safe. Dexy's third Terror Drone goes down. Still plenty of time here for the attack to make things work, but the defense is stalling it out very, very nicely.
See, a minute 40. Fisher! I'm here, right?
Yeah, you're here. You're good.
Okay, oh my goodness, man. I think my Wi-Fi is getting taxed, man. It's absolutely insane. Anyways, it don't matter. We're here now for the hopefully the beginning of this main push for the boys on OUTLAST Black. Already Braze making his way through. Face checking as a good Monty should. Braze being a very good boy. He's making his way through. Giving out some information for his teammates. Able to let them know who is holding what and where everybody's going to be positioned in. He's just going to be careful for that vert below. There is going to be somebody by that bomb chassis. It looks like it's going to be none other than... It's either Spider or Dami. Either of them. It's one of those British operators. So we'll see if Braze is going to get caught off guard from below. And oh my god, it's almost edging me a little bit. I'm like a little bit scared. It seems like it's going to be Spider. Actually, it's going to be Spider who's going to be there, but I don't even think he's really worried about that vert. Anyways, 40 seconds remaining, and OUTLAST Black going to start making their way in. They got to start making their way in fast. Seems like this top floor hold is the absolute wave. Nobody has moved at all.
With just 30 seconds, they're going to get in quick, and the diffuser is in the site. I don't know if Turtle Tactics have realized this, but it's going to start going down. Butcher falls to Dami. Huge first pick there for Turtle Tactics. Now the kills keep rolling through. There goes Trev and Dexy, and the diffuser is down.
Oh my god, I was gonna say, did they even realize that bomb is getting planted? Like, do we not have a heads up? That's very interesting, as you know, considering that somebody's literally right there on the opposite site. Not even on a different floor, they're right beside him. But anyways, post-plant situation, Millie is gonna get DBNO'd, dumping on out, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna get res at all. It seems like Braze is looking in a piss, so whip him out. It's gonna be a 1v3 now, making a 1v2. It's gonna be Dami, who's got that SMG-11. He might be able to take out one, question mark? Two are gonna be DBNO'd. He's at very least gonna try and finish that kill. And it's gonna be up to Mr. Huzgetter. Huzgetter, are you gonna get this kill? He will! Beautifully done. Amazing job. The boys on OUTLAST Black, a valiant effort. The boys on Turtle Tactics, unfortunately, it will not be enough as map 1 is going to be closed out. The boys on OUTLAST Black, as they are going to be beating, unfortunately, Turtle Tactics on their own map pick.
Yeah, you don't always want to see a team go down on their own map. I think luckily for Turtle Tactics, though, it felt more to me like a really bad start, right? Because then they kind of cleaned it up, turned it around a little bit. OUTLAST still stormed back with those last couple attacks. They did very, very well outside of that top floor attack the second time, but they were able to get enough done. OUTLAST takes the first map, and I gotta think, moving on to Border, right? Border is a map that just screams gun skill to me, more so than Tactics. And I think no doubt about it, OUTLAST had the better guns that game. They were firing on all cylinders. They were getting tons of kills. Butcher in particular, what did he finish on? 15, 16. Incredible performance from him. They're going to be really difficult to stop moving into Border.
Especially with that momentum that they bring from the first map. I mean, they are going to have a little bit of a break, but regardless, I mean, if you're moving on that momentum, not only that, but you beat Turtle Tactics on their own map pick. I'm sure that that feeling is great, knowing that you beat your opponents on their own map pick. So I'm sure that that's kind of going to carry on to the, map after. But regardless, we are going to be sending you guys to a quick little break. Go and get yourself a glass of water, a little snack, maybe use the washroom. We're going to be back in 5 minutes for map 2, which, like Mr. Fish said, is going to be on a Border. We will see you guys shortly. Bye-bye for now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to this BO3 between Turtle Tactics and Outlast Black. We are here for map 2, as map 1 had just finished. Turtle Tactics unfortunately lost. Outlast Black winning on Lair 7-4, as you can see it right here. That was Turtle Tactics map pick. Outlast Black beating them on their map pick. We will now be going, sorry, not the other, not that word, but we will be going to Border, which is Outlast Black's map pick for map 2. Outlast Black did amazing for map 1 on a great run, had a lot of momentum. Turtle Tactics were trying to keep up. They caught up a little bit, fortunately couldn't hold it down, couldn't hold that fortress down. So we're going to be seeing if they're going to be holding it down a little bit better now that they're going to be on Border instead. Hopefully this next game is going to be just as exciting, because honestly Lair was not too bad, don't you think?
I liked it a lot. I think it was a really good game. And I think Turtle Tactics losing on their own map, though, that's not a good sign moving forward. But despite the 7-4 stat line, it was competitive. You know, there were back and forth rounds, there were dominant rounds for both sides. It's really anybody's game come Border. I think I said it before the break, I'll reiterate it now. Guns win on Border, bar none. So whoever has the hotter shots should be taking this one. Which, based off last game, you would think Outlast Black, but Turtle Tactics, I mean, they had kills spread around. I think last time I checked, it was what, 7, 7, 7, 7, and 5, something like that. So they are all getting involved. While on the side of Outlast, it was really Butcher, just kind of pushing the case forward. So we'll see who gets better this time as you launch right into our second ban phase.
Let's see who's going to be banned off first. I feel like shield presence wasn't as annoying, right? Not really annoying, but not as pivotal as typically it is on other maps when we were playing on Lair. And I was gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised if they ban a Monty on this map, which they have. I would assume maybe something like a Mira, an Azami, a Valk, Kaid. I mean, this is Outlast Black, so I feel like maybe an Azami might make the most sense unless they decide, oh, a BB. So 2 shield operators are gone, which means that we have Azami available, Valk available, Kaid available. These are all pretty typical operators. I would not be surprised. We saw a Castle get banned last map. I would not be surprised if we see a Castle banned this map. I feel like Castle definitely does end up getting banned on this map. Wait, why did I say the defending operators when I was we were talking about offensive operators to be banned? I've lost my mind anyways. Valk will be the first one to get taken out, guys. Disregard immediately everything that I've said. The Azami, though, however, will be banned by Turtle Tactics. That's my bad. Actually, I'm dumb. Clearly.
You know, all good. I mean, what is defense but inside-out offense? As Outlast Black can take out the Valkyrie, the Azami gets banned as well. Second game in a row. Not too much unexpected there. I think Valk on Border, very, very good. Obviously, released with the map, so there has to be some synergy there. So many places to hide those Valk cams, and they can be so deadly, especially... I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see either team use insanely heavy intel. There were very few times where I noticed like big drone plays or big bulletproof cameras and spots that really helped out. But the ban's here anyway, and Turtle Tactics will start on defense. I think luckily for them, it really took them a while to hit their stride last time. They had, what, 4 unanswered losses, like really big losses on attack, so able to get their feet under them on defense, I think, is definitely the right play here. Still got to win the round first, so to do so, so we'll see if they're able to pull that off.
No real wall denial except for the mute, but then again, the only main wall, I guess, is that kind of main breach, and then there's that single wall by office, just in front of that little window. So I mean, I guess that's not too bad. You don't necessarily need a hard breach, especially because the flooring on that main breach is hard. It's not like you can hit it from below, and being a mute, you can kind of disable the Twitch drone. So not much wall denial needed. Anyways, this is Tommy playing the Castle. Castle does get played a lot on this map. We saw Castle, like I said, banned last map. Not going to be banned this map, clearly, as Tommy's going to be the one to be playing her. Or him, my bad. And we'll see how Outlast Black, how strong they're going to be on their offensive half for this first little bit of the game.
Fuse dropped for the meantime, so somebody gonna have to go pick it up. Looks like it's gonna be Demented's rotating over. Just under a minute in, and no kills yet, so already good signs for both these squads. Border can be such a tricky map with spawn peaks, runouts, whatever you want to call them. They are here in spades whenever the defenders want to. Turtle Tactics, though, playing a little bit more passively, and I think this map could play into Outlast Black Strength on defense. They did not roam a lot, whereas Turtle Tactics had really big roam, so I'm excited to see how that transfers to this, where the map is, what, maybe half the size of Lair, if we're being generous?
As we will be seeing Butcher, like we had mentioned last game. Oh my god, last game. Last map was a huge contributor to the kills on the side of Outlast Black. He is going to be making his way up those east stairs, trying to get a little bit active. He's going to be accompanied by Mr. Dexy. Everybody else is going to be outside of the building. Nobody else has truly made their way in, and so we'll see who's going to be the first one to fall, either on the side of Turtle Tactics or on the side of Outlast Black. I love this little angle that Spider's got going on. We'll see if he's going to get flushed out. A Capitan would be a good operator for that, but no matter, Tommy will be the first one to get taken out by Mr. Demented. It's going to be a 4v5 in favor of the boys on Outlast Black.
Reaction time diff on that one. Demented's able to get the better. And they know where Spider is, and he'll get popped up and get shot immediately. Who else but Butcher getting it done? But look at the two back, Millie and Trev. You shake one down, so down into a 2v3 here. A nice response by the defenders. And Trev gonna get to the first floor. That is huge. Can now play that C4 from below. Outlast are gonna have to clear him out or get to a spot where they can't be blown up in order to plant this bomb. Really smart play by that mute. Now with 45 seconds remaining, Outlast need to start pinching in. Still have one outside the map.
I like this little angle that they're holding, but you're not going to be able to hold that angle for too long. Dementeds does have a hold of that bomb, so hopefully we're going to be looking at a bit of a plant situation as long as they can actually make their way into sight safely. Butcher has made his way and taken space over by Office, and now it's really just up to his teammates. He's going to have to hold that long angle. It seems like he's got a cheeky little one over here, hoping to blow out that person from the corner, flush him out with that grenade as well. Demented. 10 seconds, you're gonna have to start getting that plant down, and the plant down, so he does. C4 isn't gonna kill the offensive teammates, it's actually gonna kill your actual teammate. Not only that, but Butcher's already made his way in. He's gonna get a second piece. Looking for the 3K, it's gonna be Trev Mack in a post-plant situation, left in a 1v3. It's gonna be unfortunate. Not only that, but he's not even by sight. He's gonna be over here by security's little CC area, and it's not looking too good. It seems like all of his points of entry are gonna be blocked off some way or another, gonna be watched over like a hawk. Now, if you don't know, it takes 7 seconds to defuse the bomb, so he's going to need to get these picks in basically 15, not even 15 seconds, and also defuse that bomb. Unfortunately, it's going to be Braze to close him out. Finish off that round with that final pick from outside that main window. And the first round is going to go over to the boys on Outlast Black.
A good round from Outlast, and they do exactly what they needed to. I mean, to be fair, aided tremendously by the team kill from Ice Cold onto Millie. Very unfortunate there with the C4 from the Mira. Unable to get it done, and on the plant, they do exactly what they need to, right? We saw Trev Mack fall into the first floor with the mute, knew he was going to be playing from below with the C4. We even saw some players watching metal in case of that rotate. So they get to the window, the one spot in that entire site, both bomb sites, where you can't C4 the planner, and they do their job well. Get it down, nice coverage. Once again, the team kill didn't help, but that is neither here nor there. Turtle Tactics now going to move on to a different bomb site. They're taking it over to Tellers and Bathroom. Luckily for them, they held the top floor pretty well. I think until Spider died inside those offices, did a really nice job kind of holding on to that top floor. And this is another site where you need to hold on to the offices. So we should see some big pressure up here from the defense. LS Black are going to have to work top down, so it could take a while. Time was almost a factor. They got that plant down with 10 seconds before they got it off.
5 seconds to insertion.
All right, welcome back to round 2. We got a blitz over here played by Mr. Braze. He's a little cheeky boy. Hopefully we'll be seeing a little bit of pressure from Outlast Black. Last round was amazing. We'll see if this round Turtle Attackers are going to be able to deny the pressure that Outlast Black are going to put on them any better than they did last round, because this is their last shot. They got to win out this map, and unfortunately it is going to be Outlast Black. So hopefully they'll be able to bring home that victory. We'll be seeing a little bit of pressure being put as Outlast Black are going to start making their way in through the building. 40 seconds into the round so far.
Moving in at a nice pace here, Stocky. Working up on this Satch, just gonna use a breach charge though. No need to use that bazooka just yet. Pushing up towards the offices. Spider here on the stairs is gonna have some trouble with the SMG-11. It is a tough gun to use at long range, but if anyone can do it, it is definitely these calibers of player. Gonna be very instrumental to keeping Melee alive, who has people outside his window as well. Here comes a rush in. Dexy takes damage, does not die. Instead, it's gonna be Ice Cold to get two. Butcher and Braze both fall. The stars for Outlast are gone, and we are left into a 3v2 for Turtle Tactics. Make it a 2v2. Ice Cold is on the ground, and there is nobody close. And just like that, we are all evened up. What happened? Turtle Tactics had such a big lead and immediately lost it. They are down to just Dommy remaining.
Oh my goodness, that's unfortunate. Turtle Tactics having that advantage doesn't seem like it's going to be bearing them much fruit. There's also bear time. Outlast Black have a minute 20. They can drone out, they can take space, they can check their corners, but they don't even need to. They're already going to be inside. However, Mr. Huzgetter is going to get picked off, and Tommy with a two-piece with the defusal off as well. That's the man, the GOAT, Mr. Tommy, who's always on those shield operators. Doesn't seem like he's going to be needing no shield operators this time around. The Fenrir and that MP, he's got the MP7, correct?
Fenrir? Yeah.
That MP7 is going to hit like a brick. Turtle Tactics having that advantage to the disadvantage. Dommy closing out. And beautiful. It's going to be 1-1.
It was a good try as well from the planter there to get out of the sight, right? I mean, throwing out the flashbang, just hoping that it lands onto somebody, but unfortunately for Dementeds, it does not go far enough. Fenrir will get the kill, because if he gets out that window, right, very different round, very easy to watch that diffuser post-plant. Can't do anything when you're stuck behind the vending machine. Had to be done, and unfortunately does not go the way of Outlast Black, who could have gone up 2-0 on the attack, but now we'll get to re-aggress onto this upstairs site. And no matter how the split goes, it's never a bad thing on Border, right? Border is such a wild card. It could be a 5-1 either direction, and anything's still not off the table. So both teams definitely sitting pretty here at the 1-1 split.
I feel like Border is one of the more, at least for me, I feel like it's one of the more evened out maps where usually the score is close, like a 3-3. Unless your team is really that much better than the opponent, I typically feel like 3-3 on split. I see that so often. At least if I do, a lot of the times it's on Border. I like attacking on Border. I might even argue that I enjoy attacking on Border more than I enjoy defending on Border. So, maybe there's a little bit of an advantage with the offense. Maybe not, but as to right now, I mean, the score could have been 2-0 for Outlast Black. Dommy, however, came in and put a wrench in that. We'll see who's going to be taking this advantage next, as we're about 30 seconds into the round. And, of course, Outlast Black making their way. And I like that Outlast Black are able to take their time, but also don't take too much time. We saw last map, Turtle Tactics was infamous for just taking way too long. And I like the pace that Outlast Black continue to move on. I also like that Lickle one-tap Spider get nasty with it as he's going to one-tap Dexy. That's the hard breach. Mind you, that's your only hard breach. Nobody has hard breach charges either. A beautiful pick and a lucky one at that. Spider doing his job and doing his team that due diligence.
Yeah, a huge pick there for Spider. Don't know if they know it's the AC app, but now can fall back a little bit easier without those hard breaches. That was what killed Spider as well last time in the offices. Getting that main wall down. Spider with the double, just lurking around the corner with a good kill. Look the opposite way though and will go down to Demented. Good pick back there from the Flores, who's sitting at 3-1. With the damage already done, no flank watch, no hard breach. Outlast Black now really have to work to get this win because they have 2 drones and somebody that can't be seen on camera. It's not really a whole ton in terms of utility.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Turtle Tactics have that man advantage, but we'll see if they're going to be able to hold it down. And no, they will not be. Dommy, the man of the round, last round, is going to get taken out. Not only that, but he's going to get taken down by Mr. Butcher, like you said, the man that cannot be seen on the cams. And so in a 3v3, just under a minute remaining, or just over a minute remaining, sorry. Outlast Black are going to start to make their way through. They do have the bomb in hand as well. It's looking pretty nice for them, as long as they're able to continue with this pressure and make their way in through side. Unfortunately, Butcher will be taken out, and potentially another person from a C4. Trevmac, a 2-piece for the 2-piece, and Ice Cold is going to finish off that round. Icy cold, beautiful picks, and beautiful team play from the boys on Turtle Tactics will secure themselves their second win on defense.
Much better round there from Turtle Tactics on the defense. And unfortunately for Outlast, there's, I mean, just nothing they can do, right? No utility left. They just have to walk into the angles because there is nothing else they can do on that site. Turtle Tactics makes them pay for it. Now going to move down to Vent Workshop. Another one of those sites that is held almost exclusively from the top floor. We're going to see almost everybody up in Armory Archives. Turtle Tactics need to keep that top floor defense. Interested to see how Outlast are going to clear this one off. They did a pretty nice job around clearing when we were on Bathroom Tellers. Of course, this one going to be a different beast entirely.
I like this site. I like going mute on this site with a shotgun. I feel like this site is great for like close quarters, especially when it, well, depends, but I would say I like playing this close quarters, especially with a C4, being able to launch it in through that construction site. Great. We'll see how Turtle Tactics are going to defend this last round. They played amazing, played off of each other beautifully, and were able to close it out this site. Hopefully they're going to be able to do the same. Outlast Black at a good pace last round. Unfortunately, a little bit short. No shields this time either at all. Only that, but only one hard breach. I'm curious if they're going to be making their way in through the bathroom. I do see the castle. Typically, there's like a bit of a castle extension over in through that bathroom. So see if Outlast like are going to be pushing in through there or what's going to be going on. Not like there's going to be much vertical play. I'm surprised. I feel like vert is typically pretty good, especially on this type of site because a lot of construction can be opened up from at least the roof end, especially not just that, but vent. Typically see a lot of top floor play over on top of vent as well, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be too much apart from having Mr. Ice Cold. I mean, there is also Spider, but they're not holding it as closely to vent as I would typically imagine. But anyways, doesn't matter. Just about 50 seconds to the round. Nobody has died out just yet. There we go. This is that vent little play that I was talking about. I like that. Spider seems like he's just going to be the lonesome one then. And he might just get lucky with a pick. Unfortunately, not yet.
Spider going to fall back down to side. Don't want to trade the life that early. Very understandable here from the castle. Trebmac still watching the security jump in, though I don't think there's a single person on that side of the map, so unfortunately just wasting a little bit of time here from the Kaid, who is still holding strong over there by Customs. Most of them are going to be breaking in through this office side. We got 3 stacked up here. Let's get Aristaki is out on that west balcony. And how about that? Right as I was saying, it's a waste of time. Trevmac proves me wrong with the kill on Stocky. That's a big one. Don't know how many air jabs went down, but definitely not enough as now Turtle Tactics back into a 5v4. Minute 20 to go, and it's only Trevmac downstairs for now. Tommy's all the way inside of Tellers. So Outlast could try to rush, but they have so many people upstairs that they have to clear it first.
Yeah, this top floor hold is strong. In from the boys on Turtle Tactics. Brace. Trying to get a little bit cheeky, but I'm not sure. Is there really going to be anybody that's going to be able to kind of help him out? It does have Dexy over by offices, but that's a little bit of a ways away. Just seems like it's going to be him on his lonesome, but Ice Cold gets taken out by Mr. Demented. It's going to be back to a 4v4. Under a minute remaining. A C4 might just get tossed. We're going to see if it's going to bear any fruit. Demented! Skin of his teeth is going to be able to come out alive, just bleeding, barely breathing. Millie also getting taken out. That top floor hold is starting to get dismantled, and actually it's fully dismantled, as now everybody on Turtle Tactics is going to be down on that first floor. However, there's only 30 seconds. Outlast Black are going to have to start making their way in and start to not just dismantle that top floor, but now you got to dismantle everybody over by site. They do at the very least have the bomb at hand, and they can cut off certain angles. They do have a firebolt, and they do have that little smoke bolt, but Spider is going to take out Brace, even out the score. It's going to be 10 seconds remaining in the round. The plant doesn't seem like it's going to be going down just yet. There we go. Now it does. And good situation. Spider is going to get taken out. It's going to be better for the boys on Outlast Black because this is going to be a one-man advantage. My goodness. Swings that face, checks it. Is going to get punished just a little bit as he's for re-swinging. And fortunately, Dummy will find one, but will be found out right after. Outlast Black, a great round, even with such little time remaining.
Great shot, great heads-up play there from Demented to get the plant down and the kill afterwards. Really nice job onto the Melusi as Outlast Black, even things back up. Now we're going back over to Bathroom Tellers where, you know, they kind of won the round, but then they didn't because they both died in the post-plant. They were able to take over above the site, inside the site, all very well. So OUTLAST know how to attack this one, just was not able to get it done in crunch time. Looks like we got a pretty similar setup as well from Turtle Tactics. Most of, if not all, the same operators, but they do not have a Fenrir this time around. So we'll see if Dami can clutch up on the smoke this time instead.
I like that. I like that from LS Black. We'll see. Now we're going to be going to that bathroom. Surprised that there's no Mira. I feel like Mira's amazing. Not necessarily amazing, but she's typically played. Maybe she's more of a ranked type operator to play on this site, but I think that especially like, or not like, sorry. I sound like a teenager talking. But anyways, having the Mira watching over by that single window just outside the bathroom. I see that all the time. Even having a mirror watching outside into, not outside, but watching into construction to kind of slow down any pushes that might be coming in through con. But they decide not to play it. They're going to be bringing that castle, though, which I'm telling you, man, castle would have been a cheeky little ban on this map, especially considering that LS Black are attacking first. This is their map, but maybe they factor in castle to their strategies as well, because it seems like I think every single defending round from Turtle Tactics they've brought in that castle, but it is 2-2, so maybe it's not necessarily needed for OUTLAST Black to win. They don't need to ban castle to put in that work. Anyways, who's putting in that work is Mr. Dami. He's going to take down Mr. Butcher, a big contributor, like I said last game, and OUTLAST Black are already going to be down one player.
Not the best start in the world for OUTLAST. It seems to be the Nomad going down first every single time. No matter who it's on, it's always Nomad getting the short end of the stick for OUTLAST. Turtle Tactics with 2 minutes left to defend. Spider a little trapped here on the staircase. Now we'll be able to move down. Flames, I believe, still on the floor there, actually, from his own Goyo can, so trapped at the moment, but with more defenders close, shouldn't be in too much trouble. LS Black still struggling to get inside. Stocky inside of the break room is really the only one, now going to be joined by one more member. But they got to get moving fast, only a minute 45, and they still have to clear out the top floor first, just like the other side.
Unfortunately, that's going to be another pick for the boys. Well, not unfortunately for the boys on Turtle Tactics, unfortunately for the boys on OUTLAST Black. As Millie's going to find himself leaving 2 players remaining on the side of OUTLAST Black. It's going to be Mr. Dexy and Braze. But at a 2v5, there is a lot of time remaining on the board, but you know what they're able to do with that time will really show who will come out on this round. Unfortunately for Dexy and for Braze, they're not with each other right now. It's going to be a little bit harder to play off of each other as they're just going to be solo pushing their own areas, trying to get a couple early picks. Ice Cold is going to take out Mr. Braze, and that leaves Dexy all alone in a 1v5. This might just be a flawless for Turtle Tactics, and sure, OUTLAST Black, sorry, Ice Cold will take down the final remaining player on OUTLAST Black, bringing the score to 3-2. Hey, like I said, this could be a potential 3-3. I feel like I see it so often. Turtle Tactics played that game amazing and were able to maintain onto that lead the entire round.
You did call it if we go 3-3 very, very early on. We'll see if that's the case, as they're going to go back upstairs where they had some mixed success. Really weren't able to pull it together in round 1, but did phenomenally during round 4 from Turtle Tactics. So we'll see just what, or round 3, sorry. We'll see what happens this time around. OUTLAST wanting to even this one up, but even if they don't, a 2-4 split 4 attack isn't the worst in the world, right? Obviously, you want to take as many as possible, but it is still very possible to come back. They don't have any wall to now outside of mute, though. So as long as Dexy doesn't die, should be able to get the walls open this time, which I think was really one of the big differences, right? We saw them when Dexy died first. They couldn't push anywhere. They weren't able to force the defenders off their angles. Whereas the first round, they were able to clear offices, able to get sight lines into the actual bomb site, induce a team kill, did so much with those angles open. Dexy has to survive and has to get that utility off this round.
No shield on either the defense or the offense. So that's single hard breach. This is going to be OUTLAST Black's final offensive round in regulation and Turtle Tactics' final defensive round in regulation. Let's see who's going to make it count more. If you do leave split at 3-3 for OUTLAST Black, that would be great, especially because this is their map pick. So potential to leave it at a 3-3 is honestly great for them. See if they're going to be able to get that far. Seems like the kills on both sides of Turtle Tactics and Outlast Black are a lot more evened out, especially like we had pointed out last map. Butcher had the main, had the main bunch of kills for his team, but Braze will finally find himself his second kill. It's going to be on to Mr. Spider, leaving the boys on Turtle Tactics with an early man disadvantage. It's early on, but hopefully Outlast Black are going to be able to utilize this man advantage well, because there's a lot of times that teams will end up getting, the first pick, having that man advantage, and not be able to utilize it to the best of their abilities, and, even with that man advantage, be stuck on what to do next. Demented also almost getting picked off. See, Millie's going to be able to finish that out. Instead, it's going to be Dommy as he runs out, and Ice Cold's going to find himself another one, but it won't matter. A 3v3, the map still evened out now, as the Turtle Tactics will find themselves 2 more picks. Outlast Black finding that second one just a little bit later.
Yeah, now the Twitch is off the board. Who can help with the Mute Jammers and some of those LM mines interchangeably? Luckily, though, they do have frag grenades on the side of Butcher, so still can open up some walls, and now they can't because there goes Dexy. I mean, Caster Curson all over the place. Ice Cold with another kill out of this round as Outlast Black now. Just like last time, will have to push in through the doorways. They do still have some secondary hard breaches on the side of Dementeds here. Could maybe make Trev's life a little bit more difficult, but just like last round, could just drop the hatch and play that C4. Interested to see what happens. They do still have a lot of utility left. They do not have a lot of health, as Butcher is now on 1 shot. A single bullet from one of these defenders will do the job against the IQ.
They don't even have to put a bullet through him. They can just sneeze on him. He's going to die. But then again, hey, Butcher is able to hit his heads. He's able to hit his heads, and he will end up getting that pick. He's going in for it, and so he finds it. Trevback getting taken down. It's going to be a 2v2 situation. 40 seconds, still a decent amount of time for both the boys on Outlast Black to make their way in through and still, not be at a crunch for time. However, time continues to dwindle. They're going to have to start making their moves. They're going to have to start making them now. Here is going to be the cutoff of sight. But Butcher is going to find Mr. Ice Cold. The C4 is going to get launched, but it's going to get shot. Was it shot out, or was that C4 a little bit short? Was it shot?
It was shot.
It was shot. Beautifully done. And there we go. Demented. Going to get that bomb planted. Butcher's going to be over by Fountain. He's waiting. Oh my God, the Capitan Firebolt. Great use of them to cut off Mr. Millie from making his way inside a near wall bang. A wall bang from almost both of them. Millie also on low HP, and there you go. It don't matter how low HP you are. Amazing pick. That pick onto Trevmac was really what gave leeway for the boys on Outlast Black to push their way through. And I'm telling you, Capitan, if you are a player who truly knows how to play Capitan, oh my goodness. What a great use of all of Capitan's ability, being able to block off that line of sight, and then not only that, but being able to block off the entry to push your way in through to where the bomb site is to get that defusal down, or at least not to get the defusal down, but to get the picks. Amazing use of Capitan. Not only that, but amazing use of teamwork, being able to play off of each other, having, I believe it was Butcher, holding over by Fountain. Great job. There's the split 3-3 that I was telling you all about.
Called it perfectly. Couldn't have done it better myself. Yeah, 3-3 split. And like you said, an incredible play from Capital Demented there. Really kind of forcing the issue for Outlast, and great cover from Butcher. Those two really popping off this game, making up for a little bit of the rest of the team. Braze and Stocky having a tough time getting the kills going. But when you have 3 rounds, wouldn't complain about it any way you slice it. Outlast Black now under our defensive half, and already this game shaping up to be a much more competitive one than we saw on Layer. Of course, if anyone wasn't with us, Outlast Black up 1-0, so Turtle Tactics need to get the win here to force us on to Nighthaven Labs. But you already know I'm biased. I love that map. I want to see it. I'm sure all the viewers want to see it, unless you're an Outlast Black fan. We'll see what happens. Here comes round number 7, and Turtle Tactics' first time attacking board.
I like this. And Outlast Black, like I said, they could have banned the castle, but maybe they do have the castle factored into their defensive setup. So they do. Here's an interesting one, Maestro. You don't get to see him too often. I feel like back before he ended up getting nerfed, Maestro used to be used a lot on Bank. Always used to see him get picked. Now, because you're able to crack his evil eyes, not so useful anymore, and especially being able to destroy them if they're opened up. So you don't get to see him too often, but when you do, it's a little bit interesting. No Capitan for the boys on Turtle Tactics. However, they are going to have a blitz and a sense. I like that, being able to block off those lines of sight. I'm interested to see how this is going to go down. Already a minute into the round, Millie is going to be DBNO'd. I'm sure he, almost said she, is going to be finished off with the amount of pressure that Outlast Black is putting on them. Watching over these angles, Ice Cold will actually get taken out before even Millie is taken out. Turtle Tide is not in the best situation right now. It is going to technically be a 4v5, but realistically a 3v5 as Millie is still downed, and I'm not sure if they're really going to be able to pick her back up.
See what happens. Glorified 3v5 here for Turtle Tactics. Gonna start working in towards the action with the Blitz here. Might be able to get the revive off. Only a couple of seconds, but Trev is gonna start to pick them up. And Millie is back, so back into a 4v5 here. Still favoring the defenders of Outlast Black and a couple low health bars. This sense is gonna be an important member. Only one ROU left remaining. Have to wait and see how they use it. With this mirror, it's gonna be difficult. Millie needs to find this onto the black mirror and will do so. Never mind, got caught by the magnet. Just spoke too soon.
Just about a minute remaining now, and yikes, that's not going to be good. Still, this Mira uncontested, not going to smash it at all. Instead, is going to blind Mr. Dexley instead. Still going to be a 4v5. 45 seconds, a decent amount of time, but I mean, the Boys of Turtle Tactics got to make their way in through, and they got to make it through now because we all did not see last map. Well, they're not the best at that late game. Millie is going to finally get taken out. It's going to be a 2v4. Turtle Tactics are going to be down 2 players. Make it 3 players now. As Dexy's going to find one, and Huzgetter is going to get the final kill. Outlast Black's first defensive round looking strong. Amazingly strong, being able to hold it down. And they're going to be up now. First round after split, 4-3.
Nice round from Outlast, taking the first on to Bathroom Tellers now, so this defense will keep having to defend the top floor sites. You know, very unique about Border, right? We saw it a little bit on Lair, where some sites you don't have to defend up top, some sites you only have to defend up top. Every single site on Border has to be defended from the second floor, so very important how you hold it. We'll see how Outlast Black do it. Hasn't been a real ton of variety in the defensive comps for either team. It's a pretty standard game. Border, you know, normally play that way, but with Castle being on the board this time, means we finally get to see how some of those bulletproof barricades are used in Stocky. Gonna do the normal thing, down inside the open square and just Castle off that doorway, make a nice angle there for the defenders playing half wall.
Gonna have that shield one more time, Mr. Dami. He seems like he's the shield man. Is Dami's like, is Dami labeled as the shield player of Turtle Tactics? Is this what he's going? Oh, okay. Well, now he's off, and he's actually on Sledge. I was gonna say, is he labeled as the shield player? I know there was another player a long time ago, but like the best Monty player ever, Coco. He's like I don't even know what team he would play on. I think he's French, but he was always on Shields. Like best shield player ever, Coco. Maybe Dami will carry that cross, but at least not this round, as he's gonna be swapping off of Blitz to go Sledge. And we'll see Outlast Black continue to hold this out. And hopefully they'll bring themselves home a round win. One step closer to bringing themselves to match point, or if Turtle Tactics have anything to say about that, and will put a wrench in their plans to win out this second map.
Outlast Black gonna have to try hard on this defense. The Turtle Tactics are bringing a lot of utility and a ton of soft destruction. With the Ram, with the Sledge, they can open up just about any wall they want to. One Soma Charge already used by Ace, no secondary hard breaches, so just like Outlast Black having to defend the race, Turtle Tactics gonna have to do the same thing, cannot lose Trev early, or it's gonna be much, much tougher. Luckily for them, the site hatch is already open, so they won't have to deal with that. Saki just gets taken out, was not expecting Dami, because that's a very common angle that the castle just was not prepared for.
It's gonna be unfortunate, but as for Turtle Tactics, well, I was gonna say at the very least they're up 1 man, but you know, they were up 1 man, now they're going to be down 1 man, as Butcher's going to put a hole in Millie. And unfortunately, Dami is also going to get taken out as well. 1.5 minutes remaining in the round. And Turtle Tactics on that back foot. I mean, it's very possible that they are going to be able to bring it back in their favor. Not just in their favor, but maybe even equalize it out and then bring it in their favor. Of course, there is still going to be somebody up on that top floor. Actually, multiple people on that top floor. Make it 3 people up on that top level before they can even make their way in through sight. There's going to be 2 of them already in offices. And on that east stairs as well. He's going to be able to find the Malusi. Unfortunately, is going to get taken out, punished for it. But there goes the refrag for the refrag. And oh my goodness! Another pick coming out. Demented's going to finish off Spider for his friend Mr. Braze. It is going to be a 1v2 Trevmac. 55 seconds, a lot of time left, and woo! That's interesting if he opened up that close wall. Unfortunately, he's not going to. Never mind, he will be doing just that. And oh my god, what a bait! Beautifully done by Trevmac. Ooh, I like that. Now, 30 seconds still a lot of time. He also does have the diffuser in hand if he maybe wants to bait it, but he doesn't realize. Tucked in that corner, man. Falls with a classic blunder, the oldest trick in the book. Trevmac putting in that work, a valiant effort. I loved that bait. Fortunately, will not be enough. Outlast Black will be one step closer to putting themselves at match point.
And I was wondering why not Trev, but the mute Braze didn't have the shotgun out there, and then, of course, hiding in the corner. Don't want the barrel sticking out. Nice play from the mute. Gets it done in crunch time. Outlast Black only need one more round now to push themselves to that overtime threshold. Two more to run it out right here in regulation. And yeah, the big brain plays from that ace, really nicely done by Trev there to try to bait out the Warden. Unfortunately, just does not work, so now we'll go to Vent Workshop. Another one played similarly, need to keep this top floor control, and with the mirror again, should have an easier time doing that. And yeah, dummy back on the shield. Like you said, definitely the dedicated shield user here for Turtle Tactics.
He's the dedicated shield. There's that one movie, The Duff. But we need like a version of that, but like the designated...
10 seconds remaining.
The designated shield
5 seconds left before
playing op. The DSPO,
defuse a bomb.
the Dispo. That doesn't sound very good. Doesn't roll off the lip as much as Duff. Not only that, but Dami is deciding that he's not gonna be playing the shield. So we're talking all about this shield, and he's baiting us with the shields, unfortunately. Maybe the shield's just not the wave. Or maybe it is the wave and we don't even know it because they're not playing it. Get Dami back on that oh my god! Huz Getter! Stocking now 3 and 8. I mean, Spider rolls him and puts him in a pack, smokes him out. That is nasty. Amazing job. Turtle Tactics have that man advantage. Let's see how long they're going to keep it.
Hopefully for as long as possible. If you're a Turtle Tactics fan here, need an attacking round to get yourself some steam back. And there goes Trevmac. Didn't use any of the capital bolts, I don't think, so very nice pick there from Dexy. Shield pushing up, that's going to be Dami here on the fuse, and one player right behind it's going to be Millie trying to force their way in as well. They are just moving this mirror out of the sight, and they get the kill onto Dimensions. How about that? Looking for a second onto Dexy, but will not be able to get it done. Dexy staying alive, and now with the Butcher as backup as well, would be very dangerous for the fuse to repeat. Turns his back to Dexy, but just didn't see it in time. Could have been a huge swing back and make it a double for the fuse. Dami with 2.
Dami, oh, you nasty. That's a shield, I forget. Fuse actually does have a shield. I almost never see that, but hey, Dami looking stronger than ever. Millie is gonna be the one to take down Dexy though, and I believe that was a 3-piece for Dami. Oh yeah, he's nasty with it. We can see that. Dami on that designated shield up. Wait, Dami designated shield up. Disp. No, Diso. Dami designated shield up. Yes. Yes. I like that one. Okay, that was awful. Anyways. Hey, Turtle Tactics. One step closer to equalizing out the score. Outlast Black still need one round to put themselves to match point, but hey, Turtle Tactics making it a little bit harder for them. I feel like it was easier for Outlast Black to play on the map that wasn't their pick versus their actual map pick, because I mean, Turtle Titans are putting up a much better fight, and it's not even their map pick.
Yeah, doing pretty well. We'll see if they can keep it going though. Of course, still needing a few rounds. Outlast Black, so looking for the last couple. But to another top floor defense here from them. So definitely one of the stronger sides. They took it well in round number 7. And have to do the same in round 10 if they want to continue their dominance, if they want to stay on top, because Turtle Tactics are looking to push us to 3 here. They're using these shields well. Dami on the shield, I mean, the The DDSO doing a very good job. We'll see if they can keep it going. 10 kills already with a decent number of them coming from the riot shields.
I like that. I like that a lot. I love the shields because I hate playing against shield operators. I can't even play a shield operator, but I love when chaos completely just ensues when I see these shield operators. So I'm glad. Dami also dropping double digits, by the way. First person in this lobby to do so. So congratulations to Mr. Dami for dropping that double digit. 40 seconds into the round, making their way in slowly but surely. Obviously not too fast, but not too slow. We'll be seeing Outlast Black. Everybody's up on this top floor. Nobody's roaming around at all unless you're, like slightly off site, like we can see here watching Stocky, Mr. Huzgetter, as he's going to be slightly away from site. But other than that, everybody basically just seems to be in sight, and that's it. Here comes Tommy, though! Push him down! A 4v3! Turtle Tigers up a man. Let's see if they're able to keep it. Huzgetter, Misasaki not in the best position considering that he's very low HP, but oh my god, there goes Dami. Jetmack, however, is going to take down Demented. Still, a 2v2 now. His score is going to be equalized. Out Turtle Tactics now. Still have that bomb in hand. Outlast Black need to hold down this site. There comes that sandwich window. Huz is going to take down Trev and Braze, closing it out. An amazing effort from actually both of these teams. Outlast Black, though, just a cut above, putting themselves at match point. An amazing round for the boys on Outlast Black. An amazing defense, very narrow, but they still managed to win it out for themselves. So great job. As for the boys on Turtle Tactics, they got no room for error. Now they're going to have to win out these next 2 rounds flawlessly if they want to see OT and a potential map 3.
Yeah, we'll see if this timeout does much for them. Normally against teams using their timeout, like when they're facing down match point, but it's been pretty close, pretty back and forth up until now, so definitely don't hate it from Turtle Tactics. We'll see if it's enough to get them turned around. They're going to have to, luckily for them, they know they're attacking 2 first floor sites. They're not going to have to go through the top floor again, so could be worse for the attacking squad. But they're going to have to do just do a lot of work because they had every advantage going into that one. They just lost it out. They had the man count, went down, and almost got a gift. Stocky not able to kill anyone through that security spray, but came back right in the nick of time to get the person on sandwich window. Really well played by the Goyo, and Braze just went incredible insight. Never seen you play that good under that crunch time. So now Outlast are going to be looking for their others. They want to end this into 2-0. Of course, there are still standings, are still points on the line, so they want to do as good as possible to put themselves in the best position to make our playoffs.
That was a little cheeky kill over from Dami. Unfortunately, yeah, we saw he did get hit from the back there, but hopefully they'll be able to close this out and then win one more round to bring themselves to OT. This is going to be that washroom, I believe it's washroom and tellers site. Yes, it is. And, well, like I said, they have no room for error. Dami is still going to be on that shield doing his absolute best. I think when we saw this, Trevmac made it so close. Had to be a 1v1. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough as he did just fall for the, classic blunder. Having one of the players on Outlast Black just tucked by the doorway into tellers. So maybe we'll be seeing a potential round win considering that it was so close for the boys on Turtle Tactics. But round begins, and this could be their final fight.
Big round here for Turtle Tactics. Obviously, got to stay alive, but then got to get the next one as well. So you don't want any stress. You want to get in, get this round done and dusted. Rotera drone in and take out some barbed wire. There was a player sitting close as well, but was able to get away. I believe it's Braze here, sitting on the east stairs. 30 seconds down, and Turtle Tactics, they have a lot of good utility, right? They have the Ace, they have the Nomad, pretty standard for this map, but they have to play behind Dami. Dami has been getting incredible entries on the shield, whether it's a fuse, whether it's a blitz. He has been getting it done. Turtle Tactics need to find a way to play behind the shield here in round number 11.
Right now, they're just going to be scoping out, making their way in through the building, or at least making sure that they're able to get in nice and safely. As for Dami, he's actually going to be basically the only one, except for now Ice Cold, as he's hopped in through Vent. I'm sure that he's probably going to want to meet up a little bit with Dami, but now everybody started to make their way in. It seems like Dami makes the first step, and now everybody's going to make their way in. Not only that, but Dami is going to get this defusal down. Is this going to be a little ghost plant? Or not defusal, this plant down. Little ghost plant coming in. Ice Cold is going to find himself another one. And it's going to be a 5v3. What a way to bring the round over. Turning the tables, bringing that aggression. I like to see it. And now, in a 2v4 Outlast. Do not look like they're going to be in the best situation. There goes Dami. Oh my god, a lot of bullets missed, but doesn't matter. The final one is going to hit, and it's going to be up to Mr. Butcher in a 1v4 close plan situation. Is going to be able to find out Dami. Nearly takes out Ice Cold. This is going to take out Ice Cold. Hey, he's looking for the ace. I mean, he could get this ace. He's definitely not going to get the defusal down, so the round isn't going to be a win for him. But a valiant effort nonetheless. As for Total Tactics, an amazing way to close out that round. The aggression, you love to see it. Making your way in fast, getting that plant down. Amazing teamwork, great comms. I guess they found a gap, realized that not a lot of people were really in sight, and they just plowed their way through. That is the type of rainbow I want to see. I love that fast action. None of this, you know, that last 10-second meta, man. That's so overdone and boring. I like that fast pace, make your way through type of strategies that Turtle Tactics brought that round.
Really nice play there from Turtle Tactics. They get it done. They stay alive. At least one more round guaranteed here. They can get themselves to overtime. You gotta think momentum, flow state, all going their way. We'll see if it happens. They're gonna go back to Armor events. So another strong site here for the defenders. And Outlast gotta hold this top floor. This time though, there is no Mira. Which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing if you're Turtle Tactics. Like, it's incredibly strong. But they've also just been running up to it with the shield and punching it. Haven't really found a whole ton of utility on the side of Outlast from it. So we'll see if that changes this round. Not going to use it now, but they do have the Warden, so Dami will have to be a little bit more careful whenever he encounters Dexy.
10 seconds left.
I hope that we can go OT. That would be great. I mean,
5 seconds remaining.
that's the best, is when these games get super close. Last round wasn't close at all, I will say, but it was definitely exciting. Really depends. But no shield this time for Dami. Actually, no shield at all for the boys on Turtle Tactics, because Dami was on the fuse at some point as well with the shield. But no, he's not going to fool me. He's going to be on the Hibana. Seems like Dami's a very support, almost maybe like kind of, well, it depends. He's either like a support, or he kind of gets in the building and then has people that kind of play off of him. But even despite that, I mean, like, he's dropping a lot of kills. He's doing a great job at holding this team, despite them still being down one round. There's mad potential to bring this to OT, mad potential to bring it to map 3. See, Outlast Black, I'm sure don't want to bring this to map 3, but if Turtle Tactics have anything to say about it, if they continue to play at the rate that they have been playing at, 100% I could see OT coming through for this map. See how Turtle Tactics decide to attack their potential last round, not just of this map, but of this entire series.
All the Turtle Tactics fans hoping that it is not. They want to see Nighthaven Labs just as much as most viewers do. See if it happens. Over 1 minute gone in the round. No kills either side, so either an upside or a downside, depending on how you look at it. LS Black here, though, holding strong in the defense, and the big thing is they haven't been pushed off positions yet. So even though there's no kills, Turtle Tactics have really yet to get a whole ton of pressure inside, and they need to move. Time is not as big of a factor on Border than some other maps, but it still can be if you let that clock tick too low, especially when you're going to have to be vaulting in the ground floor. If you don't have top control, they need it, and they need it quick, because there are still 4 defenders upstairs, and in my eyes, they have not been challenged once in 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Not only that, but we've seen Turtle Tactics historically not the best at playing that late game. And, you know, anything can happen. Maybe the rounds that they did play the late game, it just wasn't really their, you know, kind of, they weren't in the flow state. Maybe they are now, but regardless, they're not historically the best at being able to hold it down. I mean, Outlast Black, last map especially, great at being able to hold down their fort with as little time in the round as possible. And so we'll be seeing that as now we approach 40 seconds remaining. Nobody has died at all. There has been a little bit of damage taken. for Demented. But other than that, everybody is pretty much solid, and Ice Cold will be the first one to get taken down. It's going to be by none other than Stocky, but instantly refragged by Mr. Spider, so it's evened out playing field one more time, a 4v4 situation. But now, here's 20 seconds. Turtle Tactics have slowly but surely made their way in through that little teller's area, but not for long. Jommy's going to get taken out. That's going to be unfortunate. Still, the bomb is going to be in hand, but now 10 seconds. I mean, it's pretty easy to hold it down when you only have so many points of entry. Millie, last one alive in a 1v3 situation. They know where he's at, and now with this last second, the shotgun is going to do Millie right where it hurts, and that is going to close out this BO3. 2 maps. Both maps going into regulation. Turtle Tactics so close yet so far, as the boys on Outlast Black have won out this series in nice fashion, 2-0.
Yeah, that was a really impressive set from Outlast Black. Like you said, they take a 2-0, 7-4, 7-5. Doing it really strong. That being said, though, Turtle Tactics still look good, right? This is not some blowout. This is not some crazy stacked lineup against underdogs. It was really a dogfight beginning to end. Both of our games so close to turning around the other direction. But unfortunately, one of the final play days, one of the final chances for both of these teams to get up in the standings. Still one play day left though, so still some spots to be determined. Not the end of the road for either of these teams yet, as there is going to be a lot of sweat tomorrow. But for now, at least Outlast Black can sleep soundly with this 2-0 victory.
Hey, mind you, we didn't mention this, but Turtle Tactics is also playing with a sub. Ice Cold isn't on the main roster of Turtle Tactics. I think Zonky. Yeah, Zonky was the initial or is that main stack 5th man. It's just I think somebody I had seen that somebody said that he was on vacation. So, you know, Zonky's enjoying beautiful vacation while Ice Cold is fighting for his life with his team. So we'll cut Turtle Tactics a little bit slack. They don't have their main tech, but I will say, considering that Ice Cold is not on their main roster, he played amazing. He was played with that chemistry with the team, and you know, it's unfortunate that they did end up losing, but I will say, considering that Ice Cold isn't a main player on the roster, he did an amazing job, and he was able to play off of his teammates great. The chemistry with them was, you know, it wasn't anything to scoff at. Map 1 was a little bit, you know, wobbly, but even then, they were still able to, you know, bring back a couple of rounds into their favor. It's just, yeah, at the very least, I will say that Turtle Tactics did have a sub, so we can give them that. They didn't play horrible, that's for sure.
They didn't, and they might have the sub tomorrow too, as far as I'm aware. I don't know. I think it was because Zonky's on vacation. Don't know when that flight back home is, but they do play tomorrow. No Mama's Way. Have a doubleheader up against the Younks and Turtle Tactics. That'll start at 6 Eastern, so everybody who liked today, make sure you tune back in tomorrow. Those two teams are still going to go at it, and given what we've seen here today, I'd be scared if I was No Mommy's Way. Even though they go down, they still play really, really strong, but do fall out. Or Outlast Black. Sorry.
Well, you heard it from Mr. Kingfisher. Y'all want come back here tomorrow to see Turtle Tactics play yet again. As for tonight, that was the second and final BO3 for the night on this TPL stream. Hey, and I'm pretty sure the next game is on right now, Knicks versus Pacers. So if you guys are basketball fans, well, this stream, maybe you're a little bit happy that it didn't go 3 games, because now you can watch that as well. I believe their score is 3-2. So Knicks got to win this if they want to bring it to Game 7, but that's a different story for a different day. On behalf of the production at TPL, on behalf of Mr. Kingfisher and I, and the previous casters that were casting the game prior, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight for this lovely stream. Hopefully we will be seeing you tomorrow on Sunday for some more BO3s, and again, Turtle Tactics playing against No Mama's Way. So until then, we will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night and a great weekend nonetheless. Bye, guys.